Giannis trade rumors test Warriors' long-standing Curry-Green pact. Golden State Warriors' pursuit of a blockbuster move for Giannis Antetokounmpo may not be as straightforward as previous reporting suggested. While recent speculation indicated the franchise was more open than ever to parting with Draymond Green in a mega deal, particularly after softening their stance on rising prospects Jonathan Kuminga and Brandin Podziemski, new reporting suggests the organization remains committed to its long-standing internal doctrine. According to Brett Siegel of ClutchPoints, the Warriors continue to hold firm to the belief that Stephen Curry, Green, and head coach Steve Kerr should finish their careers together in Golden State, a philosophy the organization applied even when heavily engaged in discussions to pursue Kevin Durant last season. The Warriors' mindset has always been to keep Curry, Green, and head coach Steve Kerr together until they ultimately retire, Siegel reported. Trading Green is not something the Warriors plan on doing, and the only way this mindset would change is if all three of Green, Curry, and Kerr signed off on such a move. Siegel added that if Golden State were to pursue Antetokounmpo, the outgoing star in such a scenario would more likely be Jimmy Butler, not Green. Draymond is the heart and soul of this Warriors organization, which is why Butler would be the one needing to be moved in any scenario for Antetokounmpo, Siegel added. Underscore 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 underscore. Conflicting reports on Warriors' stance on Draymond Green. Siegel's report directly contrasts with earlier reporting from the Stain Line's Jake Fisher, who suggested Golden State's reluctance to move Green may have softened in recognition of Antetokounmpo's rare value as a generational talent. Fisher indicated the organization's position was not as rigid as it once appeared, especially with the Warriors trying to maximize what remains of Curry's championship window. The Warriors have likewise been reluctant to consider win-now, all-in moves that would require them to trade away Draymond Green, but Antetokounmpo, in all likelihood, would change that equation for Golden State's brass. That's been a theme here, hasn't it? So many front offices have been resistant to make certain players or picks available. But Antetokounmpo is so dominant, so transcendent, that his availability has the power to change the calculus of damn near every front office around the league, Fisher earlier reported. Golden State's posture has evolved as the franchise navigates the transition out of its dynasty era. The Warriors acquired Butler at last season's trade deadline and have faced increasing pressure from both ownership and fanbase demands to remain competitive in the Western Conference. Underscore 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 underscore. Warriors have assets, but a ceiling remains. For any trade discussions to materialize, Golden State still possesses assets that could justify a competitive offer. The franchise has as many as 4 first-round draft picks and up to 7 pick swaps to offer in any blockbuster trade. The Warriors also have emerging young players who have drawn interest from rival front offices, including Kuminga and Podziemski, each viewed as potential long-term contributors. But Golden State only has 4 big contracts: Curry, Butler, Green, and Kuminga, necessary to match salaries in a major trade, a factor that could facilitate negotiations if the opportunity arose. However, the Warriors' determination to keep the Curry-Green-Kerr trio intact introduces a ceiling on what the franchise is willing to concede. If Green is off-limits and Butler is the primary outgoing star, it remains unclear whether that framework would align with Milwaukee's priorities, should the Bucks ever be forced into serious discussions. Underscore 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 underscore. A commitment tested by opportunity. Antetokounmpo has not requested a trade, but internal conversations with Milwaukee's front office, as reported by ESPN's Shams Charania, paired with his recent injury and the team's inconsistent results, have kept speculation alive across the league. For Golden State, the prospect of acquiring Antetokounmpo requires balancing a pursuit of another championship run against preserving the core identity that propelled the franchise into modern NBA dominance. The Warriors appear to be navigating two parallel ambitions, remaining open to a transformative move while honoring the organizational philosophy that defined their championship era. Whether those paths intersect depends on circumstances yet to unfold, and as Siegel reported, the willingness of three key figures to authorize a change in direction they have long resisted.